We've received quite a bit of interest in my Free to Be workshop, so to that effect, beneath this video is a link that will give you a description for the workshop, and we've also included a special discount. So if that's something you would be interested in, I would invite you to click that link, and I hope that you would find the course to be quite beneficial. Let's begin with a question. And as I ask this question, there's probably going to be a certain kind of confessional that it's going to require from you. And that's simply this. How many times have you looked back on an interaction that you've had with a narcissist and you've thought, I got hooked? And then you might also add the word again. I got hooked by their manipulations and their attitudes and their condescensions, and I got pulled into the game. Has that ever happened to you? And you know it can happen so easily without you having any kind of realization that it's going on until after the fact. Typically, you can look at your engagements with those narcissistic people and you can realize, yeah, we had yet another bad argument that escalated way too quickly and I participated in it. Or you might say something like, I cooperated with them and their desires and their preferences against my good judgments. And sure enough, it didn't play out very well. Or it may be that you'll think, yeah, I got hooked. They were stonewalling me, and there I was just pleading my case, trying to justify why it's okay and asking them why do they have to be so difficult, and I got pulled in. Or it may be that your decency and your goodness were called into question so strongly, and you're over there thinking, but I've got to make you think well of me. And you went too far in terms of trying to sell the decency of who you are. I mean, there are all sorts of ways, but let's keep in mind the name of the game for narcissists is empowerment. They want to be empowered by you. They love it when they get you hooked into their dysfunction. And the stronger you react to them, the more dysfunctional you become in your responses to them, the more they think, I won. And this proves why I'm the better person in the equation, and you're over there just knocking your head thinking, how did I let myself get pulled in that again? Now, one of the things that I'm hoping as you recognize that narcissists love to bait you. They love to get you pulled in and then hook you kind of like that prize fish. The more you're onto their techniques and their styles, then let's recognize that that's going to become power and awareness or an awakened mind for you. One of the way, or many of the ways that they can bait you are this. Sometimes they'll come at you with blame and accusation. They just want to whittle down your sense of resolve. That's one way they can try to hook you. Sometimes they'll attack your character, and they may say something like, you realize nobody believes in you. I don't. And that you don't think well, you don't act well, there's something really defective about you. That can hook you very easily. They're not above throwing insults at you and offering condescending comments. They love to talk down toward you. Do you find that hooking you and getting you pulled in when you're on the receiving end of that? Sometimes they'll ask loaded questions. Well, why don't you tell me what prompted you to come up with this? Or what were you hoping to accomplish? And you know, as they're asking these questions, they're looking for all sorts of weaknesses in your logic. And when they spot them, which inevitably they will, they're going to jump on you. And before you know it, you get caught up in all of the agitation that goes with that. Sometimes they may be seductive. It could be that they'll promise future benefits. Hey, look, if you go along with me, it's going to work out really well. And then you do, and it's like, oh, they're not interested in things going out well. They were just using me for their temporal gain. Or sometimes they may be complimentary. You know, you're a fine person. Now come, do my bidding for me. And as you do, then later on you realize it was all fool's gold. That's not what they think, but they're willing to manipulate me in that way. They have their different ways of setting their hooks with you. Sometimes these narcissistic individuals will hook you by shunning you and going into the harsh, punishing withdrawal kind of treatment. And it's their way of saying, I've got to get you to do what I want you to do. And if that works, okay. And sometimes you fall for it. And it's like, oh, I can't stand it when they do that to me. And it's like, yeah, I know. That's why I did it. Or they may hook you by gaslighting you. Keeping in mind that gaslighting is their tactic where they try to keep you confused about your interpretations. Like, did that really happen? Or are you sure you remember that correctly? And before you know it, you let go of your sense of resolve. And that's what they're looking for. They simply want to create ongoing flustered feelings inside of you. And the more you're over there just thinking, I don't know what to do. This bothers me. This just gets under my skin so much. As long as they keep you dysregulated, then that's their hook and that's their way to try to keep power over you. And before you know it, you're becoming a person that you don't want to be. Now, if you've been around a narcissist for any length of time, whether it's the person you live with or someone inside your extended family or work or social circles or wherever, you know that they'll play these bait games all day long. And part of your tension and your frustration is in knowing that it's just going to keep coming. So how can we keep you from taking the bait? We know that they're going to be the way they are, but how are you going to respond in such a way that says, I don't want to do that anymore? First, and I have 5 points here I want to go over with you. Point number 1, I want you to recognize how predictable these people are. You can look back on your engagements with these narcissistic individuals and you can say, you know, this is not the first time they tried to hook me through insults or shame or the guilt games or being overbearing and overpowering. They do this all the time. Hey, wait a minute. There's a reason they do that. They do it because they think it'll be successful, at least with respect to their definition of success. I'm on to you. I see your predictability. You keep going back to the same toolbox over and over. I'm catching on. A second thought that you'll need to hold on to as you unhook from their bait is you need to accept the fact that you're not likely to be the one who's going to succeed in prompting them to change their patterns. First of all, we see that they have predictable patterns. Second, you're not going to change those predictable patterns. Your insight into who they are does not translate into their change. They don't operate with good insight. I'm hoping you do, but let's acknowledge, even as you have insight, they're still going to be the same. Accept that. A third thought that we want to have to keep you unhooked from their manipulations is tune into your own feelings and your own reactions in a thoughtful and a productive kind of way. You might ask yourself, why do I respond so strongly? Am I prompted by my fears? Am I insecure when I'm around this person? Do I have a strong need to be in control, so I respond to their control with my own version of control? What's going on inside of me? And I hope you can be an insightful individual, which then leads to point number 4, and that is, I'm hoping you can learn to bolster your confidence and your stability from the inside out. That's a theme that I pick up on heavily. Rather than thinking, well, I need to get them to understand what they're doing so that I can feel and act better. No, we've already established they're going to be what they are. I understand me. And I understand what kind of things I need to work on from the inside out. I know what kind of healthy habits I want to build upon. I know what unhealthy habits I want to eliminate. That's what I'm going to concentrate on. And I'm not going to try to get inside their world of confusion with them, because as soon as I do, then they're going to just throw their bait at me all over again. I'm not playing that anymore. And then point number 5, I'm just going to tell you straight up, be the adult. When narcissists come at you with this baiting and with this effort and attempt to pull you into their unhealthy games, they're kind of like the playground bully, trying to get their way through intimidating and being the meanest and baddest person in the playground. You know, we need the adult to come along and say, "Hey, kids, knock it off." Well, you're that adult. Knock it off. If they want to play that game of bait and try to make you become their supply so that they can feel like they're better than you, it's like, no, not doing that. Let's keep in mind that they're wanting to feed their ego by making you look foolish. But you see, there's a distinction between you and that person, and that is narcissists are low insight people. And I'm hoping you can consider yourself to be a high insight person. I have insight as to what's going on. I have insight into you, that narcissist, and I also have insight into me. And that's how I'm going to respond. I'm going to stand upon my good insight. And then when that narcissistic person keeps running the bait, kind of like a lure in front of the fish, I'm operating from a place of internal fullness. And when they say, "Here's the bait, go ahead and partake," I'm hoping you can say, "No thanks, I'm good. Plus, I see the hooks on the backside of that bait." Not appealing. And I do hope that videos such as this give you some good things to think about. If you've not already done so, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button, and there will be a bell that'll come up. Hit that as well, and we'll keep notifications coming at you. In addition, we have all sorts of resources below the video here. It may be that you'll have a need to seek counseling. And if you have someone in your immediate area that you could find that would help you out in that respect, I would encourage you to do so. If you don't have someone in your immediate area, we have a sponsor, and we have a link below that will take you to online counseling, where there is a whole team of licensed professional counselors with experience that could help you out with that. It's a very popular way to go these days, and if that's the need, I would encourage you to avail yourself to that. In addition, you'll notice that we have a join button that would take you to our Team Healthy membership. It's a very nominal fee that would allow you to have access to live question and answer feeds that Laura and I do, plus extra videos and things like that. Also, we have my Free to Be workshop course. It's online, and we have other courses that are in the making right now. And so I would encourage you to look into that, how to respond to the controllers in your life. We have my books, When Pleasing You is Killing Me, The Anger Trap, plenty of resources underneath. Narcissists want you to take their bait. They want you to play their game, and it doesn't really matter to them how it all plays out as long as they keep you in the game. I'm hoping you can think, I'm no fish that's going to chomp down on their lures in front of me. I'm my own healthy kind of person, and I'm going to stay inside my initiatives. They can go and try to do that. I'm on to it. I'm not playing that anymore. As you do, I hope that it positions you to become the person that you need to be, which is a person of confidence and a person of peace.